Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for Wednesday, May the 18th. Let's talk about some of these aspects. Keep in mind, guys, this reading is general. It is not sign specific, but I will call out any zodiac signs. But I do want to talk about the astrology aspects because these are energies that we're all going to be feeling. We do have Mars conjunct Neptune today. And we also have the moon that is now shifted into Capricorn, forming a square to Jupiter in Aries at 1 degrees 26. So what I kept being shown is like this energy of kind of like grasping. It's like everywhere and nowhere all at once. So with Mars conjunct Neptune, both of those energies are in Pisces, which is illusionary energy. So it's going to bring forward a lot of difficulties when it comes to choosing which direction to go in. And I feel a lot of struggling energy when it comes to establishing what your real goals are. So I think it's kind of time to make that final decision. I keep hearing final destination energy. And so it's very persistent energy is kind of what I'm feeling. And all of these unintegrated Neptune aspects, when you think of Neptune and Pisces, it is illusionary energy, very like dreamlike, everywhere and nowhere. So it might be difficult to maintain clarity, but I feel this disillusion energy dissolving all of, the fantasies and the illusions. So get ready to be met with where you have avoided accepting consequences of your choices. A lot of karmic energy was coming through this morning for my own personal journey. I actually had a very intense dream that I woke up from at exactly 4:44 this morning. So 444 amplified, right? Fours, foundations, a lot of divine protection. And in the dream, my counterpart was in the dream with the karmic, and she was a raging lunatic. And I kind of just turned my back, lit a match, and kind of walked away from the situation. So I feel a lot of the karmic entities in the collective, and this is not specific to Twin Flame. I just wanted to share the energies that came through. There's a lot of karmics in the collective right now that are very jealous and envious of the divine feminine. And the song that was playing in my head when I woke up from that dream was by Tate McRae, and it's called She's All I Want to Be. I kept hearing stupid boy. And so a lot of these karmics are looking at the divine feminine, and they look at us. We've got everything that the karmic doesn't have. We've got the brains, we got the looks, we got the home, we got, the perfect life according to the karmic's perception. And a lot of these karmics want to be the divine feminine, and they are like obsessed with comparing themselves to the divine feminine. So I feel it's kind of time to accept responsibility from some past consequences. For my own personal journey, there's been this deep refusal of acknowledging responsibility. The karmic entity in my own journey slandered me. She made false allegations to Child Protective Services against me about a year ago. She's just a very dark, manipulative energy. And I know she uses sex as a tool to kind of keep my counterpart stuck in that vicious cycle and manipulation and illusion. So I feel a lot of negative karma playing out in the energies collectively when it comes to this refusal to take responsibility and accountability for where you have deeply harmed another out of your, your toxic ego desires. So a lot of negative results, and this is really deriving from this lack of consideration. A lot of people in the collective jump into taking impulsive action to try and hurt another, and this is really going to be highlighted in the energy. And it's not really going to turn out in anyone's favor when you come forward with malicious intent. So do be aware of malicious intentions around you, because there's a lot of repercussions coming through in the energy, and we cannot keep being defensive and throwing accusations and excuses, projections and delusions onto another We cannot keep avoiding personal responsibility for these poor decisions and these poor actions towards another that have caused a lot of emotional damage. So I feel the Mars influence is going to be very assertive when it comes to that illusionary energy. And I feel, the Mars energy is taking into account all of these effects that it's had on the people around you, especially when it comes to family and those that you closely hold dear to your heart. So it's this remodification energy coming through, and I feel it's really going to highlight any self-centered tendencies and where people have been insensitive to, hurting another. Most empaths find it very difficult to hurt another. One of the most painful things as an empath is knowing that you've hurt another. I don't know if it hurts worse to be hurt or to hurt another as an empath, because I feel all of these feelings of guilt and shame. Most empaths don't intentionally seek out to harm another. And when we do cause harm, we are accountable and we do make amends and we make those adjustments. So I feel there's going to be like this huge illumination of, an energy difference in the energies if you've been, still connected with a lot of karmic entities. So I feel a lot of dynamic combinations coming through in order to highlight superficiality when it comes to any negative situations, because the Neptunian energy coming through with this conjunction can be disguised as somebody being very flexible, but it's just like a set of masks and images when it comes to, distorting somebody's perception. So I feel a lot of karmics in the collective are trying to lead by creating a lot of inner confusion when it comes to people making a decision that's best for them. So a lot of self-projection, and a lot of karmic energies in the collective know how to use this self-projection to their advantage without any repercussions, without any fear of repercussions. And so there's a lot of people in the collective that enjoy playing games with others, and we didn't come here to play games. We came here to be authentic. So, if you enjoy playing games with all of these masks and not coming forward with those real intentions, and you have this hidden secret persona, I think get ready for the mask to be exposed. And I feel a lot of dramatic situations kind of coming to a head in the energies when it comes to projection. So I feel if you ultimately want to reach this place of self-elevation, you're going to have to stop self-deluding yourself. So I feel the energy can be very impulsive, and it's trying to show you where you have conspired to hurt another due to your own pain of disappointment, especially when it comes to illusions in love. So we need to be wary. We need to be wary of karmic repercussions. A lot of these karmics are lashing out using dark magic against the divine counterparts, and they're conspiring towards this deception. And we need to beware of self-deception and where we have deceived others or where we are being deceived. So a lot of spheres of energy when it comes to us really being held accountable and remaining honest and as frank as we can in all of our communications. It's really vital to have that open, honest communication in relationships, or it's going to crumble to the ground. And with the moon in Capricorn square Jupiter today, although it can be a love and warming energy, Jupiter wants to nurture everyone and everything. I feel there's danger when it comes to overdoing things. So get ready for people to overdo it, to put on a false persona of, hey, everything's okay, when in reality, they don't have any restraints. There's going to be this overreaction, this overreaching energy, bringing forward all of these false promises that cannot be delivered upon. So I feel it is a time of luck, but a lot of extreme mood swings is what I'm feeling, swinging to extremes. So it can be, super high or super low. Watch your money spending when it comes to luxurious items, because I feel those that, are tempted to play into the overspending are going to be met with, you know, this feasting energy, which can really lead to a lot of destruction. And with the moon representing our habits, forming this aspect with Jupiter, I do feel a lot of addictions coming to the surface that are needing to be addressed. Whether it's too much sex, too much gambling, too much drinking, or, you know, too much eating. Too much of anything is an addiction, is an excess. So, you know, many of us like to have a lovely home, and we like to see our home as an expression of ourself, of our status. But I feel the energy can be very inflating and very exaggerated. I think get ready for exaggerated emotions in the energy. In order, you know, people just want to be the center of attention sometimes, and they want people to notice them. So I feel these exaggerated emotions are going to lead to a lot of embarrassment for those that are playing into, you know, these extreme excess emotions. And what I kept hearing was drama queen, attention seeker, drama queen, attention seeker. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with a lot of the karmic. So I think get ready for exposure when it comes to disloyalty, embarrassment, scandals. And I kind of feel this is all coming to the forefront when it's, you know, considered these darker entities. So with this square aspect, it is bringing forward a lot of evil doings. And I don't like to use the word evil, but a lot of evil doings where people have tried to hurt another for their own benefit. So get ready for things from the past to come to the surface with a vengeance when it comes to bringing forward justice with whatever was unfair in the past. And I kind of feel there's going to be a lot of regrets when it comes to certain nostalgia about how previous relationships evolved or dissolved. So I think it's really an energy of making things right once and for all, especially when it comes to family and intimate relationships, if we are to leave these insecurities behind once and for all. So a lot of these karmics lash out and project because they are deeply insecure with their self-worth. And they hold on to these false relationships as a template to fill that void of self-worth, when in actuality, they're really needing to go within and do the work. So I think get ready for negative situations in the past to come forward, to be brought into the light again, in order to feel that energy of where you've done somebody wrong or where somebody has done you wrong. And it's this revival of all of these old feelings coming to the surface, especially when it comes to reminiscing about things long gone due to some poor behavior. So I feel this correction energy. It is like a correction energy, and it might feel like a little bit hazy because you're going to feel like you're everywhere and nowhere kind of all at once. So let's jump in with some cards and see what else needs to come through in the energies. Yeah, get ready for some upheaval. There's going to be a dramatic situation causing a lot of upheaval in your life, and that's kind of what these karmic attachments do, whether it's a woman or a man. Men can be very melodramatic as well. So upheaval when it comes to these negative situations in order for us to step into mindfulness. So when we are mindful of the way we talk about ourselves and the way we talk about others, that is when we can really practice this positive energy in our life. So get ready to face limiting negative behaviors. And where have you been energetically depleted, stagnant and dissatisfied? So I think there's a readdressing when it comes to those energies. And if you're somewhere you're not meant to be, there's going to be a lot of upheaval and dramatic outbursts with some drama queen energy today, in order to get you to dismiss the lower ego and to tap into your higher awareness. So let's keep going here, guys, and see what else needs to come through with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Yeah, we're all kind of being asked to surrender the lower ego. Because the divine has an agenda, and it's likely not in line with what your ego has for an agenda. So we're kind of here to break down the lower ego is what I feel. So huge ego demise in order for us all to kind of seek out our true soul tribe. It's a beautiful energy of self-development coming through, though, in order for us to embrace living consciously. So we always have the choice to consciously choose to see these patterns and recorrect any negative actions. So, you know, life isn't just supposed to happen to us. if we choose to make these conscious choices to better our lives, not only for ourselves or others. So you might find yourself wanting to spend a little bit of time in introspection today, a little bit of time alone, because we're kind of manifesting these lessons coming full circle. So many of us have psychic abilities, and we're kind of being asked to embrace this deep level of self-development when it comes to this deep yearning for growth. And we can't neglect that deep inner calling, because that niggling feeling is only going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger the more we kind of ignore it. What we resist persists, and it keeps getting louder and louder and louder. So it's kind of time to disconnect from other people's opinions, disconnect from social media, and just allow yourself to be in the energies when it comes to developing your own intuition and your own intuitive gifts. And so many times it's so hard to differentiate between intuition and fear. So fear is like screaming really, really, really loud, and it causes anxiety and stress. And intuition is calm and quiet. So we're all learning to practice the law of attraction, and we're all trying to attract into our lives what it is that we want through our thought processes. So do pay attention to your thoughts, because the energy is manifesting rapidly, and I feel we're kind of all ready to learn these big life lessons as part of our self-development. And I feel get ready for a lot of third eye activation, psychic visions, prophetic visions when it comes to symbolism for your own journey from the divine that are likely prophetic messages when it comes to making a decision, living consciously, because we're all being asked to journey towards fulfillment. But in order to do that, we kind of have to release all of these negative influences, and we have to choose to take charge of our life and to be accountable. So get ready for profound transformation when it comes to stepping into liberation and freedom. So we're breaking these chains, these karmic chains of restrictions, limitations, impediments. And we have to choose freedom. We have to choose to break free from the illusion and shed all of these negative vices, all of these negative relationships and external factors kind of have to be wiped clean. And that's what that eclipse energy come in, wipe the slate clean, in order for us to step into our service-based purpose. So many of us have the ability to channel and convey messages from the energetic and spiritual realm. But we kind of got to spend some time alone, and we got to go within. We got to quiet that mental clutter. We got to quiet the mind, and then we kind of got to be open to receiving. So if you're stuck in the lower three chakras, you're operating out of fear. And if, you go into the heart and the upper chakras, then we are kind of open to receive. So I feel a huge release of some heart chakra blockages, and that first is going to require rigorous accountability. So let's see what else needs to come through. Yeah, rigorous accountability and vulnerability. Where do you need to address these unhealthy patterns? And it doesn't have to be an addiction. People can get addicted to people and obsessed with people. So there's an unhealthy pattern here and a big emotional shitstorm brewing below the surface. There's that drama queen energy and this emotional vulnerability. So I think, where do you need to admit that you're missing somebody from the past? Where do you need to admit that you want to go back and revisit a situation? Maybe that didn't end well, in order to kind of rebalance it, because I feel obsession when it comes to these unhealthy patterns. I feel obsession, missing somebody, hoping and wishing that, I can come back and maybe fix something. And with the patience, that's kind of like my divine timing card. So I feel like time is running out when it comes to correcting these past decisions. And when it comes to making amends for anybody that you've kind of hurt in the past. So somebody's been very resistant to seeking that guidance. And I kind of feel somebody's been on like a mental vacation, kind of taking a break from their busyness, working through a lot of confusion, absolutely, when it comes to a fresh start. So we got the vacation in reverse, the fresh start in reverse, and confusion. And what I'm hearing is delays. So there is somebody very unhealthy here, a very unbalanced situation, refusing to seek that guidance. And I feel trying to create a deep level of confusion when it comes to another maybe stepping into a fresh start. There's a fresh start trying to come in, but you're going to have to sift through all of these delusions, these self-delusions and these illusions when it comes to receiving that clarity and that illumination, because emotional intimacy is in focus, and money is in focus. So, you know, we have two choices. We can choose materialism and greed, money and finances, or we can choose love. And you know, I think that's really being illuminated. You know, what you own owns you is a big message. So, you know, what is it that you want to own in your life? So, you know, materialism should never supersede the energy of love. So there's a lot of clarity and illumination coming when it comes to some intimacy, maybe where you've lacked intimacy. And to be intimate with another is to be your most authentic, raw, and real self. So I do feel like a huge release of some emotions, some emotional baggage when it comes to a past ending, that maybe it was your hopes and your wishes. And I feel emotional vulnerability was likely not there, which kind of created a big ending. And we got that visitor card coming out again. So I do feel somebody wanting to approach, to make amends for some past decisions. I think somebody is kind of in the very baby stages of this awakening process, and there's no balance in their life. There's confusion, there's illusions, there's delusions, and there's going to be some illumination for some clarity to come forward. And I do feel maybe somebody has been working on building up their finances before taking action, but I feel somebody is trying to find their determination. And you know what? To put it all out on the table when it comes to love, you don't need money. True love isn't going to look at what do you have to offer. They're going to look at, you know, accountability, integrity, and, you know, authenticity. So there's definitely somebody struggling with finding their strength to come forward, maybe because they're struggling with some financial issues. But I do feel blessings are on the way as soon as you choose to break free from a toxic cycle and to take that action towards your desires. And that's when all of the abundance lies. When you're focused on money, 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 and not the love, money's going to elude you. When you focus on love first, the money comes in very abundantly. So get ready for maybe a visitor to show up, because there's some deep-seated emotions below the surface about to come forward. And somebody's dealing with a drama queen, I feel, trying to create a lot of confusion, trying to block a brand new beginning in love. So let's jump in with some tarot, guys, and see what else needs to come through. Page of Wands, 10 of Coins. So, you know, somebody's thinking about bringing forward an exciting offer, an invite, sending a message, knowing that, hey, if I come forward with that offer, it could very well lead to a family legacy, ultimate fulfillment. So it's about taking that time to go within and really going into that deep inner reflection. The Hermit holds a lot of spiritual wisdom, and they go within, they evaluate, they observe a situation, they spend that time alone when it comes to any false foundations. And there's definitely a reevaluation of, what do I value? What do I really want to bring into this world? Because I feel somebody's created a false sense of security in a foundation that was built on lies, deception, and there's going to be some illumination of a false foundation in order for somebody to aggressively take action towards what it is I feel they want to go towards. So yeah, there's that King of Pentacles. Finances, money, finances are definitely in focus when it comes to bringing forward an offer of love and putting in the work. So maybe somebody's been in a relationship just focused on their work to avoid any drama at all costs. But I feel another re-examination is what I'm feeling. He's kind of looking very closely. What is it that I need to put the work into? Virgo energy. So let's see what else needs to come through. But I think get ready for a lot of truth. Somebody's getting ready to speak a lot of truth when it comes to what it is they want to work on in the future when it comes to foundation. So let's see what needs to come through with the cards. Temperance, healing, balance, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, the Wheel. So reconciliation energy, and really taking a long, hard look at some childhood patterns, childhood wounds. And many of us go into these karmic relationships very unconsciously. And we repeat all of these negative patterns from childhood. And there's definitely a breakdown of something that's no longer working in order for somebody to return for a missed opportunity is what's coming through. And somebody wants victory. So bottom of the deck, Seven of Coins. Time is now. The time is now. And Temperance for me is also a timing card. So I think it's time to plant those seeds in a new direction towards love and fulfillment. And when you go towards love, unity, open to all of these energies, that's when you bring in all of that abundance. So I do feel somebody struggling financially, emotionally, going through profound life transformation. Scorpio energy, Sag, we have Pisces, we have Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, and Leo coming through. A lot of expansion. And I feel if we're kind of moving out of this lack mentality, we kind of got to go into, hey, maybe you got ghosted in the past, or maybe somebody, or maybe you were the ghoster. And I think what goes around comes around, and the past is coming back to haunt somebody when it comes to maybe hurting somebody in the past. And in essence, when we hurt another, we're actually still hurting ourselves. So I think there needs to be a conversation or some communication about some ghosting in the past. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. But I feel a huge lesson in commitment and loyalty. And Saturn's kind of stepping in and saying, hey, if you want to heal this, you got to feel the pain that you caused another in order to balance the scales. And there is this death energy coming through, and we're in the precipice of this huge collective ego death with that Scorpionic South Node coming to the forefront, especially with that eclipse energy. So a lot of dark energy coming up, a lot of manipulation being exposed. You could be dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio in your chart. But there needs to be a conversation. There is some illumination coming forward about a conversation, somebody really needing to leave all of this deception behind. Either you were playing the game or somebody was playing a game with you. Somebody was definitely wearing a mask, many masks, not really showing their true cards. Somebody here, I feel, is just very unemotional about the damage that was caused to another. And it's kind of time to walk away from all of that distortion, because there is a connection where the two of you have a deep past life bond here. A lot of memories, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of reminiscing about the past, and this alchemizing energy coming through when it comes to a reunion. 6-6. So somebody here is on the journey to balance and harmony. And there's a lot of movement forward. So if you've been feeling stuck, delayed, facing all kinds of challenges, I think the only thing you need to do to release the struggle is to walk away. So dead central energy is the Eight of Cups. I also feel you're needing to look back at everything that you've ever walked away from in order to make peace with all of the pain in your heart. So get ready for a huge tower, unexpected shakeup event. This is universal force coming in to get you unstuck in order to maybe come forward with an apology when it comes to a missed opportunity. The Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups reversed, and then we got the Six of Wands, victory. So there will be victory and success. So we got 666, the mark of the beast, which is basically going in to all of these lower ego aspects. You know, we as a collective, we've been living in this lack mentality for quite some time. And, you know, we've been struggling. We've been left out in the cold. You know, we've had to struggle for everything. And I feel we're transforming that pain into our power. But we kind of got to break down all of these false beliefs. And the tower can be external or internal. As within, so without. So if your outer world is crumbling, it's to get you to go within and figure out where these false beliefs lie that have kept you in a state of imbalance, fear, and lack, this lack of consciousness. So we kind of got to break down all of these false beliefs if we're to open up our heart in a new direction. But I do feel somebody wanting to come back from the past. And with Mercury in retrograde, it is all about reevaluation of our communication, where we've gone wrong in our communication, in our past relationships. It's about reaching that resolution. And with Mercury retrograde in Gemini, it's very dualistic. It is the sign of the twins, the Jekyll and the Hyde. So we kind of got to really be careful of who we're, projecting upon and who we're interacting with. But I do feel a deep spiritual union trying to come in, Cancer energy. I see a lot of Mercury energy coming through. So it is about communication. Clear, concise, honest communication. And if you want to go back from something from the past, then I think it's going to require an apology, first and foremost, especially if third parties got in the mix. But I feel somebody that's been in this very combative energy, in this karmic energy of always wanting to battle and fight. Drama queens like to create arguments. They thrive and feed off of arguments and drama, and that's what gives them this thrill. So I feel somebody breaking free from the drama, the conflict, a drama queen, and I think it's been a struggle, and somebody wants to come out the other side victorious. So, and then we get this this Nine of Pentacles. So there is somebody very single, very grounded, very stable, likely a business owner, enjoying the finer things in life, heart-centered, and somebody very connected to the spiritual realm that I feel can feel these energies coming. So I do feel major karmic cycles are closing out, and it's kind of that redemption energy facing that judgment day. And we all have to meet our maker. And as we go through this ascension process, we're basically meeting our karma while we are still alive. The ego death is ascending into the higher dimensions to clear these past life timelines rather than live our life fully asleep and not conscious. So it's like your life flashing before your eyes. And when we go into the Akashic records and we're shown all of this past life karma, it is this energy of judgment, and we kind of got to meet our maker. So I feel a lot of divine judgment, a lot of third eye activations when it comes to mastering the elements, mastering a lesson, and jumping into the void when it comes to a brand new cycle. But let's look into this Six of Cups. Five of Wands reversed. I'm done fighting. No more fighting. I'm moving on from that. So yeah, definitely a contract coming to a close. Somebody's done. They're done playing into this ego battle. Either it's internally with themselves or with another. And they're getting a hold of their emotions. They're getting in the driver's seat, and they're going towards a brand new beginning, which I feel has been blocked for quite some time. Crossroads energy, decision. And I think somebody in the past, somebody made a very unwise choice. They blindly went towards something very unbalanced. And I feel now choosing to take the blinders off. So I feel, still not very clear of where we're going forward. She's still got the blindfold on her eyes. But there's like this illumination around the solar plexus and the heart. And so in order to see clearly, we have to unblock the heart, and we have to release all of these emotions. So it is feeling very ascension-like with the wands, the Palace of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So a lot of truth when it comes to breaking free from a very toxic situation in order to go towards a reconciliation with somebody from the past. And it doesn't have to be the person that broke your heart, but, somebody from the past where there was a deep connection. I was asking about the Tower, and we got the Devil, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Wands. So we've got a public speaker here. The Queen of Swords speaks the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And so there's a public speaker here, or somebody that is definitely really owning their throat chakra, blue, a lot of blue, throat, Libra energy I'm feeling when it comes to a very toxic soul contract. So this could be that drama queen getting aggressive, childish behavior. The Queen of Swords with the Page can be very childish energy. And I feel trying to maybe keep somebody stuck in a toxic contract. Somebody's feeling really foolish. There's definitely something very toxic crumbling to the ground with that Tower, because we cannot keep playing into these toxic soul bonds. We cannot keep chaining ourselves to something that is not meant for us. Capricorn energy. And this very well could be like an emotional outburst, but I feel it's kind of time to get rigorously honest with yourself. Where do you need to use that double-edged sword to cut yourself free from something that just isn't working? And maybe it was due to materialism and greed. But if you want love in your life, you're going to have to, you know, make a decision. It's decision time is kind of what I'm feeling. And I do feel crossroads. So I was going to ask about the Knight of Cups, and we get the Two of Wands, the Page of Cups. So it is decision time. It's without a doubt decision time to decide to break free from an old mindset. I feel somebody is without a doubt at the crossroads, needing to make a decision to cross that threshold. It's going to require accountability, truth, and likely an apology. Nobody ever likes to admit when they're wrong. It's not easy to apologize, but, you know, it's what is required if you want to break free from this mental imprisonment that you've made for yourself. So, you know, we get stuck up in our head. We go into these contracts. We get comfortable and, you know, we stay stuck there even though we're not happy. And I feel somebody's about to get their bubble burst because there is no balance in their life and the energy is demanding balance. And in order to do that, we have to go into the wound. We have to feel the wound. We have to make amends for the wound. And then we got to pick ourselves up from rock bottom and find our stamina to create a new energy in our lives. So a lot of Chiron energy is coming up and somebody is breaking free, preparing to get ready to come in with a lot of communication because they want to work on this. They see the two of you working very well together, and I think it's taking somebody all the strength that they've got to release the chains around their neck, to go into the heart. And there has been some prophetic visions coming forward about what it is you need to take action towards. So finding your strength and your determination to make amends for something from the past, without a doubt, coming in for that victory and that success. So but you got to feel it. You got to feel it. So somebody's in the depths of some sorrow when it comes to hurting another in the past is what I'm feeling. Leaving something very toxic behind and going towards true love is what I'm feeling. So let's get a couple last messages with the power of love, harmony. So I think if you want that balanced connection, if you want to feel love in your life, there is a need to go back into the past and to make amends. And we do that by releasing these stagnant karmic situations. And we transform the energy in our heart space with the power of love. So, you know, the past is always going to come back to haunt you until you face it and reach that resolution. So a lot of thoughts are manifesting very rapidly. And now is the time for this activation, forgiveness. Forgiveness is going to be needed in order to release all of these past hurts. And there's that responsibility, accountability. So somebody is coming into some awareness that it's time to be accountable. It's time to be responsible. And they want to come forward and express love in order to bring harmony back into a situation. So let's see what other messages need to come through with the power of love, action, cause and effect. That came out yesterday. So cause and effect. What goes around always comes around. And we eventually always have to, you know, face that karma. So a lot of awareness when it comes to making changes in our foundations moving forward. And somebody finding the courage to take action towards bringing forward an expression of love. A soul connection is coming through, and a lot of cause and effect, a lot of negative karma playing out because, ooh, somebody in the past did not act from a place of integrity, a lack of integrity. So if you want, if you want to step into this balanced, peaceful energy, you got to recognize first that something's unbalanced. You got to look at it with kindness, compassion, and love in order to bring calmness into your soul. And you're going to have to embrace your own individuality. We all have something unique to leave here as a stamp on this earth when it comes to everything that we do. But we can't leave that positive imprint in the collective if we're not willing to embrace integrity. In order to do that, we do have to demonstrate truth and honesty from that soul level. If you want to manifest love in your life every action that you take has to come from a virtuous place of integrity. So get ready for a lot of acknowledgement when it comes to this past pain, when it comes to your own spiritual attributes, and finding that encouraging energy to grow through these challenges. So I feel somebody wants to forge a connection back together to find common ground, but I kind of feel you need to reprioritize your life. Reprioritize your life. Integrity. And that's kind of what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.